start now, I think up this top area. This is quite an important area because I need to get it nice and light on top. If I go way too dark here, I won't get that light looking effect on the surface. If I put a colour, especially in the area I'm working now, that's way too dark, I won't be able to get my light pastels to go on top. Okay, so I'm using just a flesh colour that's not too different from the reference that we see in. And there's a Caran d'Ache coming in again, just a very light flesh colour. And you can see I'm going around the area pretty much where I'm going to have it almost pure white. Now I'm going to show you again most of this in real time. Won't always be voiceover, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Then we can speed up the one on the other side because it's slightly different colours but almost the same. You can see I'm going in with the really light pink. It's almost white in that area that I need it to be light. Okay, so that's already got that light effect in there. Now I'm pushing quite hard with the pencil, and because it's light, it's almost the same tone really as the paper, then I don't need to be using stick stumps or my fingers much at all to get it to look smooth because I'm pushing the pastel in with the pencil. Okay, I could have used my paper stump and done that as well, but those stumps are really most effective if you're using things like blacks and dark browns because they really show up then the paper colour down in the texture of the surface. Now down here we've got some dark areas. I can see that it's a reddy purple. Haven't got that colour in all my sets, so I'm putting some purple down, then I can put some red on top, and then I can refine it. You can see I'm working out the shape of all these elements on the inside areas. I need to make sure that I can put everything in the correct places. Around here it goes much lighter. And it's actually quite a vibrant colour here. I need to go a lot darker than this, but don't forget we can refine. It's all about continuously refining areas, and it's very surprising in some of these areas how bright and vibrant the colours are, to the point I may not even have pencils for some of the brightness that's actually on there. Now this section is really quite dark. When we've got an area that's bright, vibrant, powerful in colour, it's usually because other areas around it are pretty much the opposite, quite subdued, dark and not vibrant. Okay, so they're playing off against each other. You can see that on the ear on the right hand side. We've got all that vibrancy on the inner areas, and then we've got that fold in the ear that's got more dark greys, purples, so they're playing off against each other, making the one look really vibrant, punchy coloured. Okay, so that's what I'm doing now, doing these subdued areas. When I get those bright oranges and reds in, you'll see it'll all start to make sense. Now when you've got an area that's super bright, test it out. Test your pencils against it. Don't just make a guess. This has got to be right. Okay, it's got to be right for this lighting effect to work. The subdued areas, I can get away with that. That's not so much of a problem. These light, bright areas, it's really easy to underestimate how bright and punchy and vibrant they've got to go. So make sure you test that out. Test it on your scrap pieces of paper. Put it right up against the areas as I did, and do it as often as you feel you need to. As you become more experienced, you may only need to do it here and there a few times. If you're a beginner, you may want to be doing it a lot of times just to make sure you've got it just right. Now I'm putting in a lot more darks. Okay, so building up all different colors, the oranges, reds, purples, some greys, they're all going together to try and make up this multitude of colors that I'm seeing. Now I'm coming in with vibrant colours, putting those on top. This is creating that light glow, that light colour effect. You can see it can just easily float on the surface, adjusting those colours. Now I've got the other areas done, the subdued areas as well. It's easier for me to judge how bright and colourful these areas need to go. Don't want to overdo it. The other ear is the one that really got that light effect going on, but we certainly got some of it in here as well. Okay, I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I can come back in, refine again, get it more accurate, but I think I'll leave it just about there for this side, and I can work on the other side now. Balance the head up a little bit. So I'm gonna come in now with the same technique on this side. We've just seen it in lots and lots of real time, so I'm going to speed this up. You'll get the general impression of what I'm doing. You know the technique from the other one as well, and save you sitting through 30 minutes or so of drawing this. You'll see it come alive a lot quicker. Now I've checked this colour against my scrap paper, but watch this. Look how ridiculously vibrant that looks. If I hadn't checked it, even though I'm seeing it in the reference photo, I would swear that was completely wrong, massively too colourful, and that I was on the verge of actually ruining the drawing right here and now. But I've checked that colour. I know it's quite accurate. So that's where the check-in comes in to play. I've got confidence. I know it's right. Even if I've checked it, then I put the colour down and it still looks too vibrant, I get my paper back out, I'll check it again and check it again. Once I know it's definitely right, you've got to just go with it then. I know it's going to work out. But that's where the checks are really important. Now in the background the cockerel seems to have stopped, and instead we've got torrential rain coming down as well. So if you can hear lots of tapping, we've got our usual Welsh summer weather of rain, wind, and every now and again cockerels calling as well. Who could ask for more? So if you can hear that in the background, that's what it is. I think the ears starting to come along now. You can see the red is really starting to make sense. It's giving that light effect, that glow. Even though it looked really wrong at the beginning, it's all starting to come together. So that's where I needed to have confidence and faith that it was going to work. I've done enough drawings to know if I've got that colour swatch just right, it's going to work in the end. You just got to have confidence and stick with it. Just wanted to quickly mention my Patreon channel for those looking for even more in-depth art instruction. It's packed full of pastel videos, oil videos as well, and those videos are being added to new ones every single month. I have videos for the complete beginner that have never done pastels or oils before with just limited supplies, and I take you from the very first blocking in all the way through to the final detailed drawings and paintings. I've also got some really unusual subjects as well, and in all of my videos I always take you through all the details. You see everything I do, how I create my work. But it's not just for beginners, it's also for novices, and I also show the best artwork that I've ever done as well. And this particular elephant video spans 6 hours, so you know you're going to see tons and tons of details, tips and techniques. And as mentioned, I've got lots of oil videos on there too, so there really is something for everybody, and you get access to hundreds of hours worth of videos for just $4. Now over 1,000 members strong. Hope to see you there soon.